Okay, so here's what's going down, and I'm gonna try to make this brief. Actually, we are. It's Sedrik and Sidra here. So look, in New Hampshire, Biden was not on the ballot, but he was a write-in, and technically, it seems like he's just going to win by a landslide.
Oh, you mean currently?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Primary. People. Here's some things that bug me. Okay, people think that they're voting for the president right now. They don't understand. A lot of people don't understand primary. It's who you want to be president. Oh, Biden. Okay. But this is after nearly 3.5 years of we're tired of this guy. National polls, state polls, local polls, people are sick and tired of Biden. But now that they got to vote for something, they're going straight to him, bending the knee. It's like they're not serious, or no one should take them serious, but you should take them serious because they're the ones that are lying to not just you, but to themselves.
Okay, but here's the thing with these polls. These polls are full of shit.
Yes, they are. Polls only sample roughly a maximum of 1,000 people. Sometimes, rarely 2,000.
So that's leaving a whole lot of people unheard.
Yeah, that's less than 1% of 1% of the population.
Yeah. So some of them could not be bending the knee. They could be like, oh, I voted for him last time. He's president now. It's time to do it again. Okay, let's go. Because some folks aren't paying attention to all this stuff.
Here is a primary reason, an example of how polls are just full of shit. Okay? Cenk Uyghur's not on. Okay? When you look at the polls, you should see Joe Biden, Dean Phillips, Marianne Williamson, and Cenk Uyghur. You should see that. But you don't. You just don't. Some, you'll see Dean and Marianne, and then a write-in. You won't see Cenk on most ballots. You won't see Joe on few ballots. So, where is that fair? This is democracy, right? Don't y'all Republicans call it a republic? Don't Democrats say this is democracy? And both admit to that, yeah, this is a democratic republic. But there's nothing of either in these well, now I have to call them setups. Oh yeah, they're good candidates, but they're not hungry. So, look, Biden, he's done some good things, yeah. He's done some good things. And every good thing he's done, the Republicans tried to sue him over. The Republican candidates try to sue him over the very things that he's trying to do to incrementally help some people. But he's called a radical. You can't be an incrementalist and a radical.
Yeah, that doesn't make any sense.
In addition to this, what needs to be known, because Cenk Uyghur, that's the scariest person running for president for everybody. Because Cenk Uyghur, while he is running in the Democratic ticket, because that's the only way he's going to be noticed and seen, well, that's what he thought. He's a progressive, an unapologetic progressive. He does not like the status quo. He does not like the corporate Democrats. He don't like, I'm going to say 98% of the Republicans. And even although it's been a few decades, he's a former Republican. Cenk Uyghur is a staunch capitalist. So, you know, as much as he want to break up the banks and whatnot, he's going to do what it takes to get some money, because he and the Young Turks were anti-Google until Google started helping them, and then they shut up. So don't think that Cenk is anti-you if you are in the camp of he's a radical. What? Nope, he's not exactly radical. Nope. But he's tired of the incremental change. He's tired of the Republicans going backwards and the Democrats not helping anyone go forward.
I'm tired of the abuse.
Especially on both sides, he's sick of the abuse. Not only are the DNC and the Republicans doing everything they can to keep him off the ballot, but I also noticed something while reading up on his issue. It says Cenk Uygur, Democrat, a media commentator and founder of the Young Turks, announced his candidacy on October 12th, 2023. At the time of the announcement, it was not clear that Uygur met the natural-born citizen requirement in Article 2, Section 1 of the United States Constitution. That's what's going on now. Sidra had to find that because I was looking everywhere. I was going up and down. I was on Republican sites, Democratic sites, neutral sites, progressive sites. I couldn't find anything on Cenk Uygur. She found it somehow.
Basically, what that article says is to be president, you have to be 35, have to be naturally born in this country, and you have to have lived in this country for 14 years. Cenk was born in Turkey. Got here when he was 8 and naturalized. His argument is that he is protected by the 14th Amendment, which mentions citizenship, whether you're protected if you're a natural born or naturalized citizen.
And we're about to bust how this is all a joke and rigged and a farce in front of you. If you can't accept it, then you got a problem.
And so, okay, so here's the thing that I was trying to get into earlier. You can write in whoever you want.
Yes.
If there's a space to write in, you can write in.
Even if they're not running for president.
You can write in Jerry Smith from Rick and Morty if you want.
Yes.
Okay. Just like Joe got written in what, New Hampshire?
Yep. And D's Nuts.
Okay, D's Nuts, Mickey Mouse, they all get written in. Okay.
They're getting checks on those now though. But yeah, go ahead.
But okay, so to me it sounds very clear. You have to be naturally born here to be president.
But you also have to have lived here as a citizen for 14 years.
Because you could have been born here and lived, in Canada. It happens.
And you got to be 35. He's over 35. He's lived here for way longer than 14 years.
But he wasn't born here. He was naturalized. That's what he's going to argue and fight for. But that point, him not being born here, is keeping states from putting him on the ballot. Sure, he could be written in, I guess, but they're not putting him on the ballot. Now that led me to Trump. Okay, Trump been president, so we got to worry about all that, whether or not he's eligible. But if states are not putting him on the ballot, he could be written in, yeah, but how can you run?
What do you mean, how can he's running? All you need, the presidency, to run for presidency, you need only two things. You need to be staunchly on the side of your base, and you need to be popular. That's it. You don't have to tell the truth. You don't have to be about anything. You just have to be on the side of your base, and you have to be popular.
Cool, but think, what about this? Do you, in the past when we voted, do you recall seeing space where you could write in for the president?
In the past, when I first started voting, no.
Yeah.
But when we did vote, and I voted for Jill Stein, it was there, and I wrote her name in.
She wasn't on it?
No.
To fill in?
No.
Okay.
I know about the local colleges called, they wouldn't even let us know that she was an option. When they came knocking on our door, who you want to vote for, who's on the list, she wasn't an option.
There are a lot of states where they don't give them a write-in option.
That's right.
What if you're in a state? What if you're in a blue state or maybe a purple state who have decided, we're not going to put Trump on the ballot? And then everybody gets to the polls and there's nowhere to write in. Well, what do you do then?
There's no place to write in, then you just accept it and move on. You don't argue. You don't try to sue. You don't, try to scream, we want democracy. You just say, well, they won't there. I ain't think about it. I thought about who I do know and what name that I recognize and who I might like or dislike. And then I make my choice by that. And here's the thing with Cenk Uygur. Okay. Here's the thing with Cenk Uygur that I thought you was going to go into, but you didn't. As much as he can't be on the ballot because he was not born in the United States, how in the hell did they allow him to become a candidate then? That's literally like saying, look, we will accept your application for this job, but we will never hire you.
And see, this is leading to some intricacies.
We can't hire you because of, I don't know, let's just take it back to 1940 because of the color of your skin.
But this is leading back to some intricacies that I didn't know. Like, for example, okay, he came out October, said he's running for president. All right, so I'm sure there's some forms and some fees you got to pay to do that, right?
And about $4,000+ and whatnot.
But you have to do that per state.
Yes, you do.
I didn't know that.
And Cenk, he most likely he did that. Cenk is one that will fill out every single lettered form and do whatever he's got to do it right. Even learn the things about you need a paper clip at this part so it can be seen, because if you don't do it like that, then they will not take your form. We learned that when we started trying to find government grants back like before 2006.
The right way or something.
Yeah. We had learned that back then.
And honestly, like Arkansas said, they're not going to put him on the ballot because he wasn't born here. There could be all kinds of underlying stuff to go along with that, and I wouldn't be surprised if it wasn't. But basically, it's kind of clear cut, right? You're not born here. You can't run. You can say all you want, but once the paperwork starts getting checked out, it's like, okay, wait a minute. You said it. That don't mean it's so.
If they allow you to fill out that paperwork to vie for something, then you should be able to vie for something. If you can't vie for it, it should be like, rejected. We can't do this. Yada, yada, yada.
But they can't reject it until they get everything on the paper.
You know who it is. You can do a background check and say, nope, can't do it. It's that simple. It really is.
But that's what paperwork is for. To be honest with you, it's just like, okay, you're going to apply for a job. Now, you could have been in the news, 2 years ago for kicking all the puppies that ever lived. Yeah. But once you fill out the application, they have that paper. Okay, it's this person. It's their resume, background check. Oh, you kicked every puppy that ever lived. We're not hiring you. That's the way you cover your ass. We did a background check, man. We can't deal with the puppy kicking.
Yes.
So yeah, he can say it all he want, but until the rubber meets the road, the eyes meet the paper, and the does it fall in line with the rules? No. Okay, now you can't run.
Okay.
And I guess this also boils down to, federal rights and states' rights, because they having to do it for every state. Every state does something different.
Clearly. Look at what they're doing with Trump and Biden and the others. You got to be a write-in, or we just won't even mention you, because if we don't mention you, then no one's going to vote for you anyway. It's a popularity contest. And for the past 2 years, they've only, everyone in media, every progressive, every Republican, and I don't watch paid media, basically like, satellite or cable, whatnot, the ABCs and stuff like that. But I know I could go on blind trust at this juncture, and I can say I know that they only spoke about Biden and Trump. And if they brought up anyone else, it would not be a candidate unless it was it's enough to poke the bear. Enough to poke the bear. Nikki is catching up. Binkley, I don't even hear about him.
I know who that is.
But he's running.
But think about this. Back when Biden and was running against Trump.
Yeah.
Who else said they're running for president? Kanye West. Do you think Kanye West went and filled out papers for every state paying $2,500 to $4,000 a pop to actually run for president? I don't think so.
I don't think it'd be $25,000.
$2,500 to $4,000. But I don't think so.
Honestly, he didn't. I don't think he filled out anything. He just put it out there in the ether so people can, because that's how you test it. Like, look, I'm thinking about running for president. Then you want to see how people are responding to that, and you want to check that for a few months, and then try to make your choice.
I don't remember him saying anything I'm thinking about. I thought he said, I'm running for president.
Yeah, he did. It was a straight declaration, but I don't think he filled out any papers.
Yeah.
But you can say that. I can say that I'm running for president. I can say it right now.
That's the point that I was leading to.
Yeah.
You can say it, but you got to go through the hurdles to do it. And it's until the hurdles, till you get to the hurdle, till you realize if you actually can or cannot.
I want people to read the 14th Amendment and the articles with it. Anything dealing with the presidency, because I'm gonna tell you,
those are separate.
Yeah. I'm looking at this here. I'm just looking at Ballotpedia, and I got it sectioned off. So I'm just saying how I got it sectioned.
Okay.
But I want you all to know, Marianne Williamson and Nikki Haley will never, ever be president. We will never have a woman president. And I'm going to tell you why. And this is what you call in the back pocket when it's about to happen. Because if Nikki Haley or Marianne Williamson start leading in the polls and it starts to get scary close, like, we're nearing the end of the primaries, we're doing the debates, they're looking good, they're going to point out right then, right there, a woman can't even be president. And you're going to ask why. I mean, they're born here, right? They pay taxes. They're a citizen. They work. They filled out the forms. They did everything they're supposed to do. Why can't a woman be president?
Yeah.
If you go and look at these article sections 1 and 2 and 3, when they talk about the president, they only refer to the president as he. Not this person, that person. It's he. And that is the back pocket that they will use. It's right there. It's in the back pocket. And they're going to throw it out and throw it in somebody's face and blind them. And it's going to be crazy, fast, epic. And they will all agree. And the Republicans will do it harshly. The Democrats will either shut up or they will, as they tend to do, say, no, we support someone doing something, but they won't actually support them. They'll talk the game, but they won't walk with it. That's what they'll do. So just know, you can go and read them.
So eventually that'll have to be amended. Just like how many terms the president can be in office for was amended. Just like, we all know the Constitution was not written with women or people of any color and kind, especially black people, in mind. I'm
on Ballotpedia. I'm just going to read this with text of section 1. Okay. The executive power shall be vested in the President of the United States of America. He shall hold his office during the term of 4 years, and together with the vice president chosen for the same team be elected as follows. And then it goes into, each state shall appoint in such manner. And
the entire Constitution is written just like that.
So, yep. So they will throw that. They're going to pull it out the back pocket and going to slap it in your face. So if anyone is voting for a female, they're going to lose. But I urge you to vote for them and be boisterous that anyone can be president. Anyone. If they are going to be a citizen here, then they should be able to be a president here. If this country can affect your life in this country, then you should be able to, partake in this country. I mean, imagine going to school and being able to, you can go to lunch, you just can't eat. And they can beat you up, they can pick on you, ostracize you, but you still got to pay for the food that you can't eat. Imagine that. And you might think I'm being hyperbole in this example. No, I'm not. That's what this is. You can live here. You can be a citizen here. You can make your shows. You can do anything you want. Pay taxes. Start a business. You can do everything, but you can't be president with someone that can be president that don't even care about it other than making money and ruin your life. And then cause wars that cause everyone else to lose money in the country that they are leading. But you can't be president? Just think about that. So that's what this is. That's why it looks like a joke. And everyone who says that they didn't want to vote for Biden, they didn't want to vote for Trump, guess what they're doing? I don't know if it's because they don't know what the primary is and how to use it. They never knew. They refuse to know. Or they're being, and I will include this because I think this is probably the top one, being manipulated, whether they know or not. If they're being manipulated or even care to know or not. But they're being manipulated by these entities, which I'll say the DNC and RNC and their ilk, so that you don't know who's on the ballot. And if they talk about only 2 people, you're not going to know about the other 4 or the other 6 or 8. It's just knowing about other candidates for this presidency is like the same as knowing the first 8 presidents of the United States before Washington. Just saying. So go and see who's on the ballot. Go see who's running. Learn about that person briefly. Just go do something. But I suggest you vote for the one that's actually trying to look out for you and not on a single issue. No one's going to be perfect. Nobody. It's impossible to hit every single thing right. Not going to happen. So with that, I hope that you do some research and vote to your own interest and not somebody else's. You know, that's what I'm hoping that you do. This has been Sedrik and Sidra for Comparative Reasoning. Thank you for listening.